Thanks, Chris and John. Looks amazing. Early in our planning stages for PlayStation Vita, our global worldwide studios group identified the opportunity to create what we are calling a social action RPG that will not only get RPG and action fans excited, but that is also directly compatible with PS3. This game is called Ruin. Please welcome Jeff Litchford from Idle Minds and Travis Williams from Sony San Diego.
It's coming up. You have to connect. Hi. Hi, everyone. As Scott said, Ruin is an action-based role-playing game. Our goal with Ruin was to provide the PlayStation Vita players with everything they would expect from an action role-playing game, including multiple character classes, deep advancement, tons of loot, and a lot of experiences that you might not associate with your typical RPGs. And so to do this, we started with combat. So, take it away, Jeff. So to make combat more impactful, we created a dynamic battlefield. So Jeff is playing our Infernal Warrior right now, and as you can see, he's really not about a whole lot of defense, he's all about attacking. So the player attacks through a series of combos. These are very action-oriented sequences and test your reflexes. So you won't be actually pushing, like an X button and waiting for some attacks. These creatures are seriously smashed and battered by some bone-crunching impacts. The player's powerful abilities, they destroy monsters and the environments alike. So it's really an engaging experience on the PlayStation Vita. How you doing? So next, we wanted to forge a competitive connection between the players. So in Ruin, other players are your rivals. A stranger that you've never even met can become your rival. And through your actions, you can help, hinder, or even harm them. And now this is all posted, through the PlayStation Network and social networks like Twitter and Facebook, and also our community site. Where are you going? So for example, here we are currently attacking a lair of one of our rivals. Now this level is indicative of what a rival's lair could look like. Throughout the game, our rival has been building his lair. His choices change the dungeon we have to fight to reach him. As he grows in power, so does his lair and the difficulty of the dungeon that actually protects it. And as Kaz said earlier, the ability to be constantly connected is a critical differentiator for the PlayStation Vita, and especially in Ruin. Events happen in real time. Your ability to quickly react to attacks against your lair are going to reward you with more loot and more experience points. So you want to keep your PlayStation Vita with you at all times, but sometimes you just want to hang out on a couch and play on a big screen. So Ruin will also have a PlayStation 3 SKU that will work seamlessly with the PlayStation Vita version. So we just save Ruin to the cloud and resume on the PS3. So to show you how this works, Jeff is going to save his progress, go over to his PS3, and pick up exactly where we left off. So to recap, Ruin is an impactful combat RPG. You'll forge strong bonds of friendship and rivalry with other players, and you can take this game with you wherever you go, including your living room. Thank you.
Thanks, guys. As we have just seen, PlayStation Vita allows you to continue your gaming experiences on the go or at home, on the big screen, or on the gorgeous OLED screen. Cloud-based saves for instant action on PS3 is a truly unique feature that you can only get on PlayStation. Next to join us on stage is Eric Wass, one of our PD directors in San Diego, to talk about another unique experience for PlayStation Vita. One that is from a well-known IP that we had on this stage 2 years ago, ModNation Racers. So take it away, Eric and Brandon.
Thank you, Scott. I'd like to take you all through ModNation Racers for PlayStation Vita. This is an entirely new ModNation experience. It is not a port of ModNation PS3. It is not a port of ModNation PSP. It's entirely new and developed specifically for the PlayStation Vita's unique feature set. Now, during our E3 press conference in 2009, we showed you how to create a fun and beautiful track in just a few minutes. Well, today, we're going to show you how to do it in a much less time using the PlayStation Vita and the talent in Brandon's finger. So, we're going to go ahead and enter draw mode here. And what you're going to see is Brandon's going to touch the front touch panel and instantly just make a spline wherever he wants, however he wants. And we're done. It's that simple. And you can have a lot of fun doing this for days. I've done it for an entire day myself, literally. Probably shouldn't say it with Scott Rohde right here. But the next thing we're going to show that's specific to the PlayStation Vita here is the editor. And Brandon can just move this around and touch the front touch panel wherever he wants and edit the spline. And since we were making a kart track here, we need to bank a turn. So Brandon's using copy mode now and moving it to around the turn. Let's make a jump, Brandon, because you always want to jump on a kart track. And you see he just touches the screen, manipulates the spline however he wants. It's fun, it's intuitive. But I want to really talk about the back touch panel now, because you have this terrain mode where you can just make mountains and lakes out of using both the touch panels. So Brandon's using multiple touch points and touching that back touch panel. And the more he touches it, the higher the mountains get. He can make them wherever he wants. And you see it's nice and easy. You see an icon where your fingers are touching, and it's very intuitive. Additionally, you can touch the front touch panel, and you're going to depress the land and make a nice alpine lake. So this track looks like it's forming relatively nicely, but let's go ahead and add a few paint brushes to it. So go ahead and use the tree brush since we're on an alpine theme here. And you see where Brandon touches the front touch panel again, instantly trees are created. It's that simple. You just put them where you want them to. And let's make it an alpine village. So go ahead and, make some, there we go. So you see you can just have a lot of fun just dressing up the track however you want. One last thing we want to show you before playing this is the lighting source. So with the power of the PlayStation Vita, it's easy to manipulate the lighting, so Brandon can just move it up, daylight, sunset, any mood lighting setting he wants. So he's going to go ahead and start racing the track, and you're going to see as he races the track all the creations and edits that Brandon had made. So as he gets started here, and we're off. You're going to see the bank turn that Brandon had made early on. You're going to see the mountains he created off to the right. You'll see the lake to the left. And it's all just real time based on what he did. Now he's got a jump here, and using the right analog stick on the PlayStation Vita, Brandon's going to go ahead and do a trick. Nicely done there. And you can just go back and forth, edit it all you want. Thanks, Brandon. So we have a ton of great features that we're going to be showing. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. So we have a ton of great features that we're going to be sharing with you in the months to come. But before we go, I want to leave you with this. Owners of ModNation Racers on the PlayStation Vita will have access to the over 2 million creations of tracks, mods, and karts that have been created by our ModNation PS3 community, all available on PlayStation Vita day one. And to show an example of this, here at the arcade and at the E3 booth in the days to come, we have one of the currently top-rated tracks, not the top, but it's up there, rated tracks from our PlayStation 3 community, and you'll be able to enjoy it on PlayStation Vita. So I invite you to check it out. Thank you.
Thanks, Eric and Brandon. We are very proud to show that cross-platform interaction is functioning in many different ways this early in development on the PlayStation Vita. Even though I don't have time to show you everything I'd like to on the stage here tonight, I'd like to point out the PlayStation Vita titles will have many different types of cross-platform functionality with the PS3. For example, Wipeout 2048 will have a unique feature called crossplay, allowing up to 8 players to compete against each other online using either the PlayStation Vita or the PlayStation 3. And this title will be available at launch, and we'll be showing the cross-play functionality here in the arcade tonight. So that's 3 great ways to connect your PlayStation Vita to your PlayStation 3. Cloud saves, online competition between portable and home consoles, and content sharing. And speaking of content sharing, user-generated content and the idea of play, create, share are unique to PlayStation and an innovation we're very proud of. LittleBigPlanet is the franchise that started this concept. And since it launched in 2008, it has gone on to make developers out of millions of creative consumers around the world. On the PlayStation Vita, LittleBigPlanet will revolutionize portable gaming by taking advantage of all the great technological innovations that Kaz was talking about earlier. So let's take a look and you can see what I mean. As you saw in the video, the LittleBigPlanet toolbox has been expanded to take full advantage of the PlayStation Vita platform and all of the features of the hardware, including dual touchscreens, motion sensing, and the 2 cameras. With LittleBigPlanet on PlayStation Vita, the creative opportunities are endless. I'm also happy to add that it will be playable here in the arcade and in our booth this week. As you can imagine, we've had a ton of interest in the PlayStation Vita from our publishing partners. And to show you an example of just one of these titles in the works, please welcome our friends from Capcom to talk about Street Fighter Cross Tekken.
聞いているだろう、ジン。お前が会いたがっているのはこの男か。
いい加減待ってみたらどう？
波動拳。
Good evening, everyone. I'm Yoshinobu Ono from Capcom Japan. 皆さん、大丈夫ですか、まだ
You doing okay so far? Enjoying? Okay.
昨年、我々カプコンは、ストリートファイタークロス鉄拳を開発することをですね、皆さんにお伝えしました。
I'm sure most of you are aware of the Street Fighter Cross Tekken project, which we announced for development last year.
そして今日皆さんに新しいニュースを持ってきました。
I'm here today to give you the latest info on this game.
今日ですね、ついにプレイステーションビータでストリートファイタークロス鉄拳が開発が始まったことをまず皆さんにお知らせします。
Today's announcement is that we have also decided to move forward with a PlayStation Vita version of Street Fighter Cross Tekken.
そしてですね、もう一つ今日は皆さんにお知らせしたいことがあります。インファマスシリーズのコールがこのストリートファイタークロス鉄拳に参戦します。
We're also happy to announce that in collaboration with Sucker Punch, Cole from Infamous will be joining the fighters of Street Fighter Cross Tekken.
このコールがストリートファイタークロス鉄拳の中でどのように動いているかっていうのを皆さん見たいと思いませんか？
Well, since we're all here, why don't we check out what kind of damage Cole does in the game?
今日は最新のビルドをプレイステーションビータで持ってきました。
Here's the latest version of the game running in real time.
それではちょっと見てもらいましょう。
Okay, please take a look.
Gonna get hurt. Say you're the one standing.
面白い。相手になってやる。
We feel that Cole's unique electrical moves and flying attacks will fit nicely into our game. Simple command inputs can be carried out by using the touch panel feature of the PlayStation Vita, which enables a wider audience to experience Street Fighter Cross Tekken.
ちょっとやられてばっかりですね。
Not doing so well here.
はい、このような形でですね、今、開発は進んでいってます。
So you have a good idea here of just how development is going. And
今皆さんに見ていただいた形でですね、プレイステーションビータ上での開発が今着々とですね、開発を進めています。
so as you can see, we already have the game up and running on the PlayStation Vita.
まだですね、皆さんにこれを触ってもらえる機会まではもう少しだけ時間をください。
It won't be long before you're able to play the game for yourself and get a feel for what it's like.
ただ、プレイステーション3版、こちらの方は E3 の会場でですね、ソニーさんのブース、そしてカプコンのブースでですね、展示してあります。ぜひ皆さん手に取って、触って感じてみてください。
And of course, the PS3 version is here at E3 for you to enjoy at both the Sony booth and at Capcom's booth. Please check it out when you have a chance.
Thank you very much for coming today. Thank you.
Thank you very much to all of our developers and partners on stage today, showing off some amazing content for PlayStation Vita. This is just a sample of what's coming for PlayStation Vita. In all, there are more than 80 titles in development from just about every publisher and developer, including EA, Ubisoft, Capcom, THQ, and Activision. Before Kaz comes back on stage, I want to leave you with this brief video to show you some incredible upcoming content on PlayStation Vita. Thanks.
Temple of Serpents.
テーション
Thank you, Scott. That is some truly amazing content. And best of all, virtually
every publisher has signed up for making great content for PlayStation Vita. And I'm pleased to announce that this entire package of all these incredible features will be available starting from the holiday season this year. And as I mentioned, there will be two models available at launch, a Wi-Fi only model and a 3G Wi-Fi model. And I'm happy to announce that the Wi-Fi only model will retail for $249. Yeah. €249 and 24,980 yen. And the 3G Wi-Fi model will retail for $299. €299 and 29,980 yen. PlayStation Vita will revolutionize the portable entertainment experience. It takes the best technology from a gorgeous OLED screen to a front and rear touchpads and marry them with the PlayStation Network and the industry's best games and services. PlayStation Vita gives you the most completely entertainment package in the palm of your hands and the power to interact with the world around you. It is an experience you really need to see and feel to believe. With PlayStation Vita, the whole world is really in play. So I encourage all of you to come down and experience PlayStation Vita in the arcade a little later tonight, as well as at our booth all this week. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for your time.
All right, Jack, take it away.
Great news on Vita, but I can't believe Kaz made fun of my tie. I was tempted to bust out that Ridge Racer line, but I like my job too much. So as you can see, the depth and breadth of content coming to PlayStation is stronger than it's ever been. And for all our grand history, we're on the verge today of a future like any of the previous 16 years. By adding experiences like 3D, PlayStation Move, the Sharpshooter, and the exclusive content from the industry's best developers and bundling them with the additional services of the PlayStation Network, we offer the best entertainment solution available. In addition, with PlayStation Vita around the corner and the amazing titles and services we're lining up for its launch, consumers will get an unparalleled experience from every PlayStation product. We hope you're as excited as we are about the amazing content coming this year to PlayStation. Thank you for your time and attention this evening, but the best is yet to come. We have several special performances for you tonight and a great gaming lineup for you to check out on the floor, and we look forward to celebrating the great year to come on PlayStation. Thank you.